Hello and welcome to the Average FPLers podcast. My name's Russell, and as always, I'm joined by Mike. How are we doing?
Ahoy, hoy.
Ahoy. So, game week 29 is upon us. So, first up, we'll see the topics we're going to talk about today. It's a quick review of game week 28. Obviously, it was a double for Bournemouth and Luton, so we'll see how that did. I bench boosted as well, so we'll see how I got on with that. And then looking ahead at 29, it's a blank game week, so there's not many games on. So there's a free hit. I'm having to free hit because I only got 3 players. So we'll look at the free hit. We'll look at the AI recommended free hit as well. And as always, we'll look at the Fantasy Football Hub AI recommended transfers as well. So game week 28. So first off, relatively good week for both of us. Green arrows, way above the average.
It's where I like to be in life, just a little bit above average.
It wasn't looking great to start off with. I mean, we both captained Solanke, right?
Yeah.
He got 0 on the first game. A lot of players didn't really do that great. I think I was on the slightest of green arrows coming out like the initial games, and then luckily
that's because you had Man United, right?
I had Dallo, yeah. So Dallo was a good
because the average at the end of the first day's games was 4 points. So you'd beat that with Dallo.
Yeah, it's not great. But then Palmer come and saved the day for us.
He did.
And Palmer was sitting on my bench, but I bench boosted, so that was.
You're lucky because other people didn't bench boost and they didn't get that kind of luck, you know.
Yeah, he definitely makes my bench boost look a lot better than it kind of went. I mean, yeah, obviously a lot of my team didn't really perform this week. But yeah, luckily Palmer on my bench was good. You also had Son though, which was a bit of a disappointment for me because I was between Bowen and Son, and I decided to bring Bowen in, which was I missed out on 15 points there, so that was a shame.
But that's the hub recommended Bowen. He's still good for this week. Not that it would have mattered to you because you're free hitting, but he's still good.
Yeah, it's alright. But yeah, it was a shame. But yeah, it's one of those zig or zag, and I zagged when I should have zigged.
I've had him since he went to the Asia Cup. I'm the only one of the only small minority that held him the whole bloody time and not be a dead team. I just held him because I held him. So it was about time I got rewarded.
Yep. True.
And
but I could have been awarded. I'd be on.
You could have.
I'd be on 90 points or 88 points. So.
I mean, it would have been nice if my Adam Smith thing hadn't been so.
Yeah, I put Smith as your flop player because for a double, 0 points, that is unfortunate.
Spectacular. Because he played both as well.
Oh, did he? I thought maybe he didn't play the other one. Well, you said something about people were upset about benchings, but I looked at the team and I couldn't see who got benched. But
Clivert got benched.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell, I forgot his name. I shouldn't have swore either. Kirkez.
Okay.
Their left back, he got benched, and so did the Tavernier.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not like Haaland's benched and he's only going to play 5 minutes. It was more that people that had taken -4s to get certain players in, such as Tavernier and Kirkez. And Clivert, they were rewarded with a benching. And the other game, they didn't get many points either. I mean, on the bright side, though, I think Kirkez still outscored Adam Smith.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I did fairly well in that last game. I didn't watch it. I wish I had. Well, I imagine it was a good game.
It won on TV.
Oh, well, that's why I didn't watch it.
It was a Saturday game that was It was a
Saturday game rescheduled, and they can't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it still falls under the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, frustrating as hell because I really would have liked to have seen it.
Yeah, bit stupid, but okay.
Especially if you can't make the game now because it's rescheduled from Saturday afternoon to Wednesday evening. As a fan, you'd be like, "Well, why can't I watch it on television?"
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's crazy. But
yeah, it was.
But yeah,
I imagine,
when
and that's the
arrived.
thing. It wasn't on TV, and it was a good game. Luton was 3.5 at half time.
Mm-hmm.
People started taking -4s to get Luton defenders and midfielders in while that game was ongoing, and then they come out of the second half and they got absolutely trounced second half.
Yeah.
And then there were people just going, "Oh no, wasted my transfers."
I did alright in that one though. Barkley scored, Zabania scored, Solanke. So
Zabani has only scored like twice in his whole career.
was he? Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's good then.
yeah, exactly. That's what's so killer about that, because I could have gone for Zabani over Adam Smith, but I went for Smith because he had 2 assists this season.
Yeah.
I was like, it's worth a little gamble. And it turns out Smith gets 0 over 2 games that he played both and started both. Zabani walks away with 8, even though Bournemouth still conceded 5 goals in those 2 games.
Yeah. So
that's annoying.
Yep. Yep. I put my flop players. I put Bowen obviously because I missed out on some points, but I put Kilman as well because Wolves conceded in like the 95th minute or something. I was like, oh, I'm on for a clean sheet here, brilliant. And then conceded. I was like, oh, really? Come on.
Well, they've got a fair few injuries. They knew the game was tied off by then, so they were just like, yeah, let's just take a foot off the gas,
Yeah, not annoying though. Otherwise,
Oh,
my bench would have looked even better because Kilman was on my bench as well. So yeah, but well, and
so he's still got like 15 here on the bench.
I had 13, 14, 15, 16. I think I had about 20, 21, 22 points on my
That's not
bench.
bad.
That's for a bench boost. It's not too bad.
Yeah, you can't argue that.
Well, I had the double
Bench
goalkeepers
boost
as well, so I didn't get a clean sheet out of that, but I think I got 4 points each for my 2 goalkeepers.
That's fine. That's more than enough, right?
It's not too shabby. Take that.
Yeah, you can live with it.
Yeah, 4 for now, 4 for Kaminsky. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, overall, I mean, yeah, for me, fairly successful bench boost and week. Yeah, good game week rank.
You're at chips now as well.
Well, I am after this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're about to get to a time where everything's new.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to start winging it.
Well, let's get into it then. So yeah, I'm on a free hit for game week 29, and yeah, here it is. So I've gone for Kaminsky and goal, who was already in my team. Then I've gone for Sifal, Porro, and Doughty at the back. Midfield is Paqueta, Son, Barkley, Bowen, and Madison. And up front, Watkins and Tony. And then my bench is Leno, Muniz, Murillo, and Robinson.
Danger.
So I see Watkins flagged now, so that's a bit of a pain.
It went off after 30 minutes last night. Gas leg.
Yeah. So I say.
So I don't know how big the cut is. If it's enough to take him off the field.
Yeah.
I imagine it could keep him out of West Ham, especially if he wants to play for England.
Yeah. So obviously being on a free hit, I'm flexible. I can wait and see on that. I could potentially take him out for someone. I don't know who. I've got Muniz on the bench, so he'd be one that comes in. I could look for inspiration from the Hub AI recommended free hit team, and they've gone for Tony, Watkins, and Fofana.
Yeah, Diatro Fofana, he's been quite good recently.
Mm-hmm.
Brentford's defence is not very good either.
I mean, if I didn't have 3 Tottenham players, I'd be tempted by Timo Werner as well. That'd be another one.
He'd be all right, but he didn't. He only played 5 minutes the last game. It was unfair that he started on the bench the last match against Villa, but because he'd been great the game before. But he might start Fulham because he scored 2 in a row now.
Yeah. Oh, maybe
But
maybe I
we've
won't
got
go for him then.
Brennan
No, so
Johnson would possibly be the pick.
yeah,
Brennan
Johnson. I
Johnson's
did
banging
think
form.
about him as well. Yeah, but I've gone Son and Madison, which matches the recommended players to get.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer for those two.
Yeah. Yeah. I've kept the players I had. I could have changed them. So Barkley, I've kept in there.
Well, you've only got 3, so it's not like you'll go.
Yeah.
You know.
The Barkley, Bowen, and I must have had 4. Barkley, Bowen, Watkins, and Kaminsky. So yeah, I had 4, and I've kept them all.
Yeah, well, there's a reason they're there. They're still decent picks if they play, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I thought there's no point changing it. I like the idea of Paqueta because I'm thinking with Villa's high line and he's through balls and stuff, I'm hoping he might get an assist or something.
Maybe.
I don't like that. Obviously, they've played in Europe this week.
They won 5-0.
They did win 5-0 though, so
and they were at home, so they
yeah.
haven't got to travel because they're at home to Villa as well.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, but yeah. I think it's obviously on a free hit on a blank game week. I think that's worth a punt. So
Yeah, it's worth a go. I mean,
yeah.
if it wasn't them, it would be the Villa midfield. But the Villa midfield are hard to predict too. They
Yeah,
won
exactly.
4
Like
yesterday, 4-0.
Bailey's in the recommended team, and I did think Bailey, but
He was decent last night.
yeah.
I think Diaby scored as well last night though. So if you
But
want ultimate headaches,
midfield was the toughest spot to pick 5 players. Like up front, pretty clear. You didn't have much choice, and defense was quite tough as well. But that midfield area was quite a tough one to choose.
I think there's more choice up front than you realise. I think you could have Vissa up front against Burnley. Vissa scored 3 games in a row.
Maybe.
He's banging form. I mean, if I'm on a free hit, Vissa's probably coming in. Because I think that's a good pick. I mean, he doesn't always play the full game, but and I guess the goal against Arsenal was slightly fortunate, but the other 2 previous against Chelsea now, they won. They were good goals.
Yeah, true.
And he's an essential player. Burnley's defense is poor at best.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at potentially that frees up a Villa slot, I guess, so you could have that Villa slot at defense if you needed it.
Do I trust Villa's defense?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, they both might be shattered from winning 4 and 5 respectively in Europe. Maybe they both play out a 0-0 draw.
That's true. Yeah.
And how many defenders have you got from both teams? 1. I think you've got Sufal, and that's it.
Yeah.
Aaron Cresswell scored last night. Oh, that's how much of a rout it was.
Yeah, I could go get another one, but I feel like I want to play Doughty and Porro, and I only want to play 3 at the back. So it's literally, who do I pick? Who's the other one to pick?
Well, I mean, it depends if you want to switch it up. Because if you want to switch it up because the midfield's difficult or Watkins is out, you can always lose Pedro Porro for a Villa defender, or you could bring in Murillo.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I think I'm happy with Porro. And I was between Porro and Udogie as well, so but I thought I'll go Porro.
Udogie.
Yeah. But I could regret that. Probably that's a zig and zag, and I've probably zigged the wrong way.
Well, I mean, I can't see it being dramatic, the points difference between the 2. So if Udogie goes and gets something, he's not going to get 20 and Porro gets like 2.
Well, you never
It'll
know.
be It'll be 3 to 5 points difference in it if they do.
Only takes one of them to score or get an assist or something like that, and then the points difference is much bigger.
It's a little. It depends if bonus doesn't get factored in, it's not as high as people tend to believe it is.
Yeah. I mean, the recommended team seems to really like Burnley's defence. I got
it's
because
Brentford are not very good going forwards. Yeah.
I could have had Charlie Taylor. Love Charlie Taylor.
Asinon? I like Asinon.
Yeah.
That's probably a name that you will like. I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to look it up.
Well, he plays for Burnley.
He plays for Burnley. Yeah. It's because that told you.
Yeah, I knew that.
Exactly. You're halfway there.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I put this together yesterday. I think I'm fairly set on it. But obviously, yeah, I can play around with it a little bit if I fancy. And yeah, watch out for news on Watkins and potentially switch him out. So
I don't think he did Preston today. I think because of obviously he said about it last night with the gash leg. I don't know if you'll get a concise amount of news before the deadline tomorrow, to be honest.
Yeah, which means I might just roll with him because obviously being on a free hit, I've got a bench. So at the moment, Muniz would come in. I could switch Muniz for Visser potentially. And go for that.
Or you gamble and you take Watkins out for Duran because Duran scored yesterday after coming on as his replacement.
Could do. Or I could change Muniz for Duran.
Do that. I mean, I'm sure you've got more than enough money in the bank, right?
Oh yeah, money's not a concern. The only premium I've got in there really is Son. Maybe Madison, Tony are on the
Madison,
end.
8 million.
Watkins.
Tony's 8.1.
But they're not Haaland premium, are they? So, or
Salah.
So
no.
So yeah, money is not a problem. So I can literally have anyone I want.
Flush.
Yeah.
And to be fair, you could always loosen up that bench if you needed to find cash anyway.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. In a way, with the free hit, it's annoying having a bench because you're like, because you've got to pick. In a way, you've got to have a strong bench, and there's nothing you can do about it, or strongish. So I think I've gone for Fulham players because I thought, well, they're against Tottenham, so if Fulham end up doing well, it'll just make me laugh anyway. So I can live with that.
Well, yeah, Fulham at home, you never quite know with Fulham.
Yeah. Like Leno could be a good choice for goalkeeper. He could end up making a lot of saves.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. He's got the ability to have an absolute stellar game. He does fairly frequently. Keeps Fulham in matches. So
yeah. I did quite fancy Vicario as well for my goalie, but
you'd have to lose someone, wouldn't you? Like Porro, but you just told me flat, uncertain, or certain.
Well, that was the decision. It was Porro, Vicario, and I just figured with the way the Tottenham fullbacks attack, I think Porro's a better option than Vicario. So
yeah, you might be right. You might be bloody wrong.
Yeah, who knows? That's all part of the fun, isn't it? So.
It's all part of the fun. I mean, at least you'll know. Excuse me. That this week, you're getting 11 out.
Yeah. Yeah, which is good. Peace of mind. So. And with, I mean, yeah, it's all been going fairly well for me lately. So I'm up to 35k. So with a free hit this week, hopefully that will give me a green arrow.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Pushing my way up there. So. And then obviously I'm out of chips now after this. So then the real work begins because now I've got to navigate. I've got to navigate the next 9 weeks with no chips. We've got to see what doubles and other blanks come out.
Doubles are coming in 34 and 37.
Yeah.
So, and the Man City game might be off in 34. That's Man City Tottenham.
Right. Yeah.
It all depends on Man City progressing in cup fronts.
Yeah.
There might be some other postponements because of the FA Cup, but Arsenal are not in that, right?
No.
So it mostly affect like Man United, Newcastle. I think Newcastle's still in it, or maybe they're not. Man United, Man City, Liverpool, or Liverpool out of the cup.
No, Liverpool's still in it. It's Man U.
There you
Man
go.
U play Liverpool, so one of them will go out.
One of them will go out, but one will be affected further down the line, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I guess just got to see the outcomes of the FA Cup games and then see how that affects the fixtures, and then I've just got to plan ahead and hope I can get my team into a good enough shape, obviously without any assistance. So, but
Exactly. See where it takes us.
yeah, but I think it'll be fine. And yeah, really, I had no choice this week. I had to use a free hit. My hand was forced, really. So.
I mean, with 4, yeah. If you had 6, you could have taken a -4 to get to 8 and maybe chance it. But
yeah, with 4, it just seemed a good time. So
yeah, unless the only one of those 4 you had was like Son and you were triple captaining him, kind of like Salah a few years back when people only had 4 players. They captained Salah. He played Bournemouth and he got his best ever tally. I think it was like 29 points.
Oh, yeah, that'd do it. Yeah.
It's either Bournemouth or Watford he played.
I didn't have Son because I stupidly bought Bowen in last week. So.
Well, you know, he still plays on the Sunday. Go on the Jared.
Yeah. Hopefully,
you know, plus the hub told you to do it. So
yeah, actually, the hub might have told me Son, and I went against it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The hub told me Bone, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you've got.
I do remember one of us was. Yeah.
I think the hub told me Son, and I decided not to listen.
I
decided I knew best. So
that's what you get for not getting golden as well, didn't you? Could be number 1 in the world if you listen to the analytics, but you just don't listen, do you, eh?
No. And even this time around, I mean, they've given me a team there, free hit team, and I've not listened to it fully. Not got any Burnley defenders, have
thanks, lads. I'm going to do none of this because it's all bollocks.
Yeah, not got Fafana, not got Bailey.
What am who needs any of them? It's all low bollocks, isn't it? It's all lies.
Yeah.
Some computer telling me what to do. Who's do you think it is, eh? I watch football. I know the football. I don't know half these players' names, but I know the football. Screw it.
No. I think the only one in there is Bailey. That's a good shout, but what worries me is his minutes and stuff. So I just thought no.
No, I like Fafana. I think Fafana could be a good pick. Brentford's
defense
is not good.
Yeah, Fafana could be good.
And I mean Burnley's defense is bad, but it's not as bad when it's at home.
True.
And I think they're playing into that and the fact that Brentford are not doing what was that great in attack either at the moment. So
yeah,
it could be the surprise of the week. I don't think it will be, but it could be if there's a clean sheet in any of the games. Burnley are the one that surprisingly keep one. Especially if Tony's out of form.
Yeah.
I don't think he's scored in the last 3 now. Or it could be the shock this week might be the West Ham game because they're both pooped out from big wins, both the two teams.
Yeah.
And Watkins is out.
Like you said, could be a really tired performance from both. 0-0.
Really dull Sunday game. The only Super Sunday match on because there's only 4 games this week.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting there going,
this is
that's
boring.
90 minutes I won't get back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I won't be watching anyway. I'll be at the Batman, so it's fine.
Oh, well, look at you with your social life and your fanciness.
Yeah. But I'll keep an eye on it. Keep checking it.
I mean, it'll be a decent game.
Yeah. One of the guys I'm with is a West Ham fan, so if they're losing, I can laugh at him. So that'd be fun.
Exactly. You can look at it and go, "That was a good result, wasn't it, mate?"
Yeah.
He won't like it.
No, but that's what makes it fun. So
it's all fun and games until someone gets punched in the face.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a decent enough side. I mean, I think as long as you've got the same sort of 7 that most people are going to have, which is usually Tony Watkins, Porro, Son, Maddison.
Yeah.
That's 5, right?
Yeah.
And then 6 and 7. Yeah, it's like a Luton defender, probably Doughty.
Yeah.
And then Bowen. Yeah, so there you go. That's the 7.
Yeah.
And then the last 4 are potluck, which the hub's gone for potluck on quite a few rather than what we've just said.
Yeah.
But it is the week for it, right? There's hardly any games being played. You know, it's if you, as long as you have Bowen, Son, Maddison, Tony, maybe you're covered.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of a little bit of a flutter. See what you can get.
Yeah, and that's why Paqueta is one of my choices, because I'm just thinking, like I said, that high line, assuming it's not a tired game and they go for it. But you could get something there.
I think it will start great, strong and fast, and then depending on how much, both teams are fairly exhausted. They look laboured in their Premier League last week, both of them. They both got beat fairly convincingly last week.
Yeah.
I mean, with injuries and everything else, I could see it being quite a slow performance after the first 25.
Yeah. But the fact that we're both in that situation might level it out. So yeah.
It might. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's hope.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah, right. So I'm free here, but we should move on to you.
Get on to me.
In which, I mean, you could be free here.
I'm not,
or you could
but I
not.
might have to.
Mm.
So my team as it stands, before we go anywhere else, because obviously, let's do it. So I've got Areola in goal, Doughty, Alex Moreno, Adogi. And then I've got Palmer, who isn't playing, Maddison, Odegaard, who isn't playing, Son, who's my captain. And I got Tony, Watkins, and Solanke, who isn't playing. And then none of my bench is playing, so there's no point in naming them. I've already made 2 transfers. I made them on Sunday. I took out Neto. I had to take Haaland out first because I needed the money, and I don't know if I'll get Haaland back. I might, but I don't know if I'll get him back for game week 30 yet.
I took Haaland out. I don't think he's essential at the moment.
Well, he's not for this week because he ain't bloody playing.
Well, yeah, but even he's not as essential as he was last year. That being said, I'm gonna still have him because he's playing Arsenal, and I'm sure he will score.
Yes, he will be necessary at some point. He might even be necessary in game week 30 after the internationals because he'll be up to full match fitness by then.
Yeah.
But I got rid of him because I was late to the party with Haaland, so I only paid 14.3. So if he goes down once, he's back to the price I paid.
Yeah.
So out he goes. In comes Tony, and then I sold Neto for Maddison, and I did that early because I thought, well, if I'm not going to free hit, I might as well catch all the bloody price rises. Then that way, make a bit of profit when I sell them.
Yeah.
So that's what I've done. I think I've caught a price rise on Maddison. I think I caught one on Tony last night as well. That should, I guess, gather a bit of momentum tonight, if not tomorrow, for those 2. And then I was set. I was a bit worried about Alex Moreno because he played last night and he didn't start at Tottenham. But then, what does it matter if he comes off the bench or if he starts? He only gets 1 or 0, so who cares, right?
Yeah.
So theoretically, I've got 7.5 players, but I've got some of the fundamentals that I needed, which was Maddison, Son, Watkins, Tony. I think in my head, those 4 seem like the only 4 I really need to cover. I've got Doughty as well.
Doughty as well. Yeah.
That's covered.
Goalkeeper, Areola, so that's good.
Yes, but Areola's not everyone's first choice on a free hit, is what I mean.
No, yeah. True.
So I've got 5 of the almost certainties that people are going to pick, and then I've got a Tottenham defender, just not Pedro Porro, because I bought a Dogi in last week for a hit.
Yeah, but I think that's fine. Either one of
It's
those
fine. I'm
is
not
fine.
worried.
Like I said, I was between both of them, and I've gone Porro. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I think your Dogi's a better choice at the moment.
Well, I as a player, I prefer a Dogi. A Dogi. Yeah, he's great on the ball. He's
Which
great
is
getting
weird.
forward.
Which is weird. I've gone Porro, but I think your
Porro's
Dogi's a
got
better
the
choice.
more attacking stats. He's the more the one, because if you check his thing, yeah, he's got more goals and assists.
Yeah.
So people get really excited.
Yeah.
But I prefer a Dogi.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I regardless, I've got him. So yeah, I think I'm covered. I could take a minus. That's a -4 for those 2 moves, but I'd be happy to play them in game week 30 as well. So I kind of could make my money back, or my points back, I should say.
Yeah.
I could do one more transfer for a -8. I could get rid of Adam Smith because he's shite, and then I could just get a defender. But who do I get really for another -4? Bearing in mind they'd have to get at least a clean sheet to cover that this week, or have a good fixture in 30 that I'd consider playing them in. Well, Luton haven't got a good fixture in 30 because they've got Tottenham away. I've got too many Tottenham players, so I can't get one of their defenders. I think Villa have got Wolves at home.
According to the Hub, it should be a Burnley defender.
Well, Burnley have got Man United, I think, after this. So no. And then who else? Brentford have got Brentford have got Man United. Burnley have got someone that's difficult. Chelsea? I want to say Chelsea. You're checking for me. West Ham have got a difficult fixture as well in 30. The only one who's got a good fixture in 30, a defender that's playing this week, is either Nottingham Forest, who've got Palace, or Villa, as I said, who've got Wolves. So I could get Konza in for Smith, but is Konza really going to make back a -4? Like, is he going to get a clean sheet against West Ham or Wolves? Maybe, but I can't see it. The West Ham game, maybe, if everyone's tired, but the Wolves game's a derby. It's rare they end in, clean sheets, or that everyone stays on the pitch at this point.
True.
So
Burnley have got Chelsea away.
Burnley got Chelsea. See, I knew it was a fairly difficult fixture for Burnley.
Yeah.
Fulham,
Fulham, Sheffield United. But then, do you want
that's
a
true.
Fulham defender this week?
I could. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Because it would just be they're playing. So I could go and do Smith to Robinson, and just roll with it for 2 weeks until 31 or 32.
Yeah, you've already got 3 Tottenham players, so you can't get another Tottenham player.
No, that's what I said. Tottenham have got the best fixture by far in 30, but I've got too many.
A Forest defender?
Well, that would be my other option.
Luton, and then they've got Palace and Fulham.
Yeah, so for Forest, it would be Murillo, probably.
Yeah.
Although I quite like Toffolo, because no one wants to go for him, but I think he might.
Scored more points than Murillo over the season. But...
Yes, he has. Because Toffolo, I think, has got 3, 4, 5 assists. He's fairly decent. I mean, everyone's sort of going to Nico Williams at the moment because I think he's played every game since Nuno's come in, but he's still only got 2s or 1s.
Yeah.
So it's it's difficult because I quite like playing with 8 that I've got. I could do one more for I think 9. So I'd have 9 for a -8. That's a hefty hit though, especially as everyone else is on free hit.
It's outweighing the should I take a hit just to get another player in? Like even, for example, last week I considered bringing Doughty in for Walker because I thought, well, they've got a double, but that would have been a -4, so I would have actually been a point down.
Yes,
On
you
that,
would
'cause
have
he
been.
got
You
5
would have been.
points, the -4. Walker
But
got
see,
2,
that's the thing.
so
I took the -4 last week for Udogie and didn't play him, so that seems silly. But it saved me the money to get to the other move that I did.
yeah.
And
you should have played him
but
last
I
week.
also I should have. Yeah, I didn't. It was my error.
Yeah.
But if I free hit this week, I still got Udogie next week, which a lot of people don't have their Tottenham defender next week because they're free hitting.
That's true.
That's why I did it. Whereas if with this week, if I took the -4, like I said, the only reason I do it would be for a defender because I don't want to sell my Arsenal players. I've got too much money tied in them. And I don't want to sell Solanke and Palmer because I've got too much money tied in them also. And Neto's got a good fixture in 30 and I don't need a keeper. So the only one on the chopping block is Smith. And if I chopped him, it's either Nottingham Forest because they've got 2 good fixtures. That's Toffolo or Murillo.
Yeah.
Or it's Fulham and it's Robinson probably.
Yeah.
I would have gone
Not
for
Tim Rain. You love Tim Rain.
Oh, good God, no. No, that's your dad who loves Tim Ream. I mean, Tim Ream is basically my age, so I should really do it. Just for solidarity. I don't even know if he's been starting recently.
Oh, no idea.
Jesus, I thought you would have looked. Tossing's been starting, and so's Calvin Bassey, who's kind of found some form recently. He wouldn't be the worst bit. Yeah, no, Tim Ream hasn't played the last 3.
Yeah. Probably don't want to bring
So
him
he
in
might be getting phased out.
Yeah.
Diop hasn't played the last 3 either.
Mm.
I mean, an outside pick would be Castagna, but I didn't like him at Leicester, and I don't like him at Fulham.
No.
I would much rather, if he was playing this week, I would have easily have taken a hit for Kenny Tete at Fulham. But he's only played a handful of games since Castagna came in.
Yeah.
It's annoying though, because he's got a goal this season, Kenny Tete, and he's really good. So yeah, I guess my only option really would be Anthony Robinson because he's pretty much played every single minute of every single game.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's definitely a good shout.
But do I want to take a -4 because he's got to make his points back within the next 2? So he might just get 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Everyone's expecting Tottenham to spank Fulham this week, so he might only get 1 or 0 this week and 2 next week because Sheffield United still might score.
Yeah, that is true.
So I don't know.
Yeah, so yeah.
And the reason I don't, like I said, I don't want to sell. I could sell Odegaard for a midfielder, but the midfielder will probably be Bowen just to cover that base again. And West Ham's fixture in 30 is not great. And then I've got to make another transfer to get Odegaard back for 31 because that's Luton at home. And I want 3 Arsenal for Luton at home because most people are either selling their Arsenal or they've only got 2.
Yeah.
So I'd quite like to go into that midweek fixture with 3 and get as much points as I can because I think that'll be the place. That's probably going to be the game where captaincy goes on Saka for most people.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
In 31. Because I think City are at home to Villa, Tottenham are away to West Ham. You could do Chelsea. I think Chelsea are playing Sheffield United that week, that midweek game. So you could do Palmer.
32 Chelsea are playing Sheffield United.
Oh, okay, so 31 I'm talking about.
31 they're playing United.
Hey, you could probably captain
Liverpool have Sheffield United in 31.
There you go. So Liverpool or Arsenal, you're going to have your captaincy.
I mean,
yeah.
Well,
I don't want to
Salah and stuff's fit, you're going to want Salah or something.
Well, Salah played last night and they were 4-0 up within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want to keep like making needless transfers because if I transfer Odegaard out, then I need a transfer to get him back. But I need to save transfers to Salah and at this point Haaland.
Yeah.
I mean, I still got my wild card in my pocket, but I didn't really want to play it in 30 because that's just after international break. So I could play it in 31. I mean, it's a consideration because 31's midweek. I won't catch any price rises or anything, but I could end up playing 3 Liverpool, 3 Arsenal in the 2 best midweek fixtures that combined,
Yeah.
But that's where my head's at right now. I'm trying to keep players I've got and make decisions. If Watkins is out though, and there's doubts about Alex Moreno, I've only got then so that's 3, 4, 5, 6. I've only got 6 players. So then that's the problem.
Kind of
So
just under the acceptable.
yeah.
Kind of thing.
And then do I captain Son like everyone is to just run with the crowd, or do I with 6 players captain Tony to try and get in front?
Tony's tempting.
It's Tony's birthday.
But as you said, not scored in 3 games.
Not scored in 3, but on his birthday against Burnley, gonna bang a brace, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the England squad. So
yeah.
Was it last time he got called up to the England squad? He banged 2 against City, didn't he?
Yeah, and he wants that move to Arsenal.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if I got the captain right, it wouldn't matter if I've only got 6 players, because as much as everyone's going to have all the other ones, I've got most of the bases. Unless Bowen goes against a hat-trick against Villa,
be nice.
That should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he might. He's got one already, but
yeah.
So I don't know right now. I'll check the news in a little bit because all the press conferences just finished. All the ones that were scheduled anyway. And if Watkins is a serious doubt, I think we might get leaks to them as well. Oh no, we won't because they play on Sunday. Oh damn. But if we'd got a leak that Watkins, or we get information tomorrow afternoon because it's a late deadline tomorrow. If we get confirmation that he didn't train on Saturday, maybe I go with the free hit like everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and if I go with the free hit, it does mean I lose Tony and Madison for next week.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, it kind of buggers up your your transfers he's made.
It gives me Haaland back though.
True, gives you Haaland back, so.
But yeah, it will bug on my transfers, and it will also take away the money I've made.
Yeah.
So there are things to ponder overnight.
Yeah.
But I roughly know what my free hit will be anyway. I'd probably do Moreno to Konza, and then I'd do I'd keep Madison and Son, keep Tony. I'd probably do Watkins to Duran if I think Watkins is out, and then I'd have Visser. So I've got that as my front 3.
Yeah.
And then my 2 midfield slots that are spare would be Bowen obviously would take 1.
Yeah.
And then I just need 1 more, which would be maybe Alanga, Hudson-Odoi. I think one of those 2.
Not Gibbs White. So I was near Gibbs White.
I like Gibbs White. He's on pens, but I think the way Luton play, I'd be better off getting someone down the wing.
Yeah.
And if they're starting Chris Wood like they did the last game, there's assists to be had for playing the ball in the box to Chrissy Wood.
True. I thought about Alanga, but I looked and he didn't get that many minutes last week. I don't.
He didn't get many minutes last week, but then Nuno admitted, because Alanga pretty much started all the ones before that, and he was playing up front. Yeah. Nuno admitted that Nottingham Forest were much better in the second half. And who did he bring on in the second half? Alanga and Hudson-Odoi played all the other games.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It seems likely that he went for a more reserved way of playing. It backfired, and now he's conceded and gone, okay, I'm going to need to play these guys to help us. So, yeah, that would be my options. And then I might switch Areola to Leno or someone else. Doesn't really matter, not got many keeper points over the season at all. So, but yeah, so if Watkins is definitely out, it doesn't leave a massive decision to make.
Yeah.
Because I'll have to free hit, and then it means I only have 2 Tottenham players for Luton, which is disappointing. But I do get Haaland back. That's the trade-off, I guess. And then I could wildcard in 30, I guess, or wildcard in 31. I haven't ruled out either, especially especially if Liverpool go and absolutely trounce Brighton as well in 30. Yeah. Everyone's going to be taking hits just to get someone from Liverpool in their squad.
Yeah, well, I haven't got any Liverpool players,
to Sheffield United.
That's probably going to be my consideration after the international break. It's going to have to be,
that's what I'm saying.
Do I need to bring Salah in or someone?
Do I need Salah? Alexander-Arnold's rumoured to be back for after the internationals as well, and they're playing Brighton, whose defence is poor, and Sheffield United. It could be an absolute field day for him.
Yeah. In a way, what I might do is not make a transfer in 30, and then I'll have 2 for 31, and then obviously I can see where we are and how teams are performing, and
exactly. But you'll want probably at least one Liverpool, and if you're short on Arsenal, you'll want Arsenal for that Luton game and a couple of others after that. So that's the thing. It's, do I suffer the slight points lost this week by not free hitting, and then try to make it up in the next few weeks, which I could easily do if I get it right, or do I go with the crowd, wipe out the hits I've taken, keep treading water with everyone, and then try to catch up still going into the following weeks? Yeah. Here we are.
You've got a lot to think about.
I've got a lot to think about, but I am one of the rare ones that's basically was trying to go without the free hit.
Yeah.
And I'm being forced into it because Watkins gashed his leg, which is annoying. I was so set, and then I see he went off after 25, 30 minutes. I was like, God damn it. So I was so close.
Yeah, and with Moreno as well.
Moreno as well. Yeah, Moreno's because they were so good yesterday. Moreno may keep his spot because Luka Dean wasn't very good. But even if he keeps his spot, he may only still get 2.
Yeah.
So I just kind of accepted that's that. You know, Moreno is going to get very little.
Yeah.
But the problem is you can handle that because you're taking him into the 30 and he might start Wolves, so you can make the points up there. What you can't handle is if he doesn't play or he only gets 1, Watkins doesn't play at all, and then I'm left with only a couple of players, and you're like, oh no. And then you have to make sure you get the captaincy right. And if I go against Son and he goes and smashes it,
could be
that backfires. You're just sitting here going, okay, I got 16 points this week, and everyone else got 74, and you're like, well, that's me done. So, it's there's a lot to ponder, and I'll have myself an answer by the time I've got through.
You brought in your recommended transfer. You swapped out the wrong player, so they recommended Tony, but they said for Solanke.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It is, because if you have a look at
Solanke's got Everton and Palace afterwards. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You'd probably want him for that. So.
He's got quite a good run. 3, I think his next 3 after the break are quite good, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Whereas Watkins has got Wolves, which is fine, and then he's got City and then Arsenal, I think, in back to back. So, and if there's ever a time I'm going to go about Watkins, it's going to be then.
I guess, a computer basing on stats is never going to recommend you get rid of Watkins or Haaland, is it? So
no, definitely not Haaland, because like 70% owned.
So
yeah, I mean, I am taking a massive risk.
Yeah, well,
I'm under no illusion.
Yeah. It's calculated.
It's calculated, potentially foolish. We'll see after the break if Haaland goes and gets a hat-trick against Arsenal, and it's just plain foolish, isn't it?
I hope not. but maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, all right, cool. Well, yeah, a lot for you to think about. Not so much for me. I'm kind of sorted, but I could just tinker. I can relax. My stress is going to come over the next few weeks, so that'll be fun. But
heavy going.
yeah. But yeah, cool. Wow. Well, let's wrap it up there. Thanks everyone for listening. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Average FPLers. And if you want to join our mini league, the code is 5FDX0Q. Yeah, we'll be back after the international break now to see how we go on and preview Game Week 30. So yeah, till then, take care. See you soon. Bye bye.
Hurrah.